world of the living, my name is Zloy and welcome back to Funcraft. My friends, you will see that today we start off on the menu screen. And a menu screen that I modified, well, I unmodified, actually. And that's actually pretty interesting. But first and foremost, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about me messing up like an absolute fool. And that's why we start off today on the menu screen. So, when you start a new world in a mod pack, what you are actually usually do is you just go new world and just create, right? Except if you have a biomes of plenty mode. And if you want to use the biomes of plenty mod world generation, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go world type biomes of plenty and press done and create a new world then. Naturally, when making our original beautiful world that we were all in, I didn't do that, which is why the terrain is so defaultish. I wouldn't want to just randomly cut out one entire mod out of the experience. So instead, welcome back to this world, except now for some bizarre reason in creative. Weird, isn't it? Yeah, it is pretty weird. It is incredibly weird. But it's only there because I did basically that. Open to LAN, cheats on, start a LAN world. And the reason why I wanted to do that is because I am willing to throw out this entire world, but I am not willing to throw out our beautiful, beautiful house, which is over here, being beautiful and nice. And the house it's not its fault. It doesn't know that we accidentally, are deleting the entire world. So I decided to take the house with us, with the magic of structure blocks. This structure block here will save our house. And then I'm gonna copy the structure from the world, from this to our next one. And we will plop this house in there instead of in here. Sounds good? I hope it does, because frankly this is cheating, and this is cheating on the highest level of cheating. Not only are we technically duplicating every single item we have in here, we're at the same time also skipping on having to rebuild this entire house. But okay, let's take a look. Right away you can see that, yeah, haven't seen this kind of biome in our previous world. Haven't seen that kind of tree in our previous world. Haven't seen this kind of... Oh, actually, no. This is a regular spruce forest. I don't know what I'm talking about. Carry on. Yeah, my point is, we had this basalt stuff, but we never had the rest of everything. And the rest of everything looks pretty flippin' neat. So I want the rest of everything. Thank you very much. And I want my house in the middle of it. So yeah, I'm just gonna do it. Unfortunately, I can't quite locate a good ravine to plop the house on top. But there is this really neat cave, which is super close to a village, it seems. Which you guys are obviously gonna call out as me just trying to cheat in a village, actually, instead of just a house. But whatever. Functionally, it's the same stuff, so I think it will be fine if we just plop it on top of a cave? Maybe? Perhaps? And yeah, I did copy all the stuff we need to load house, and we need to load house at, I think, minus 18 over here. So let's done. Load. Ah, crap, I messed it up. Load. I mean, okay. I mean, fine. Oh my goodness me. Oh my goodness me. It's here. It's here and it's beautiful, and it's exactly sideways to the way I thought it's gonna generate. Let's see. Let's place it here. Load house minus 18 and 90. Yeah, it did the trick, actually. It did. But it also ruined every single container I have, which is... Oh no, wait, it just broke the ones I already had. So now that we're done with explaining all the administrative stuff with the house and everything, allow me to demonstrate you some more behind the scenes work that I actually had to perform. First and foremost, my smeltery has cleaned itself after we had to move the wall with the structure blocks. That's one thing that didn't transfer over, so the movement cost me like an embarrassing amount of iron. But at the very least, I got some mining done off camera and got myself some materials, and I'm currently just looking at it and being like, yeah, probably shouldn't have put aluminum and copper in there at the same time, because molten aluminum brass, I mean, it's pretty, but it doesn't necessarily do it for me. So I will have to maybe remove all of the aluminum brass because it doesn't go into the tools. In the meantime, I have some copper/iron tools, so you know, the most basic stuff. But I was absolutely infatuated with this iron copper lumber axe. And here's why. Excuse my slow walking movement. We'll get to eating eventually, alright? This axe can decimate, destroy, and annihilate entire trees. It's really, really good for that. So tree gathering just suddenly got much better. But then I found myself asking, how many like, what is a tree? I know I'm all Socrates right now, but like, what is a tree? Is this a tree? And in crying out loud, do the thing. In this particular situation, where two trees grew into one another, where does a tree start and where does a tree end? For example, the 2x2 spruce trees, are they a tree? They are! Behold! They've been treed. But here's the thing, if I do this, will it recognize both of them as a tree? Oh dear, it does. Okay. Okay, that's great, that's fun, that's absolutely amazing. New plan. I have 49 spruce saplings. How many trees? How big of a chunk of spruce can I just annihilate? Yeah, but again, if I can connect them via logs, can I just connect the entire forest together? Can I just connect the entire forest together? Like this? Or does it have some sort of a range on it? Oh my god, it doesn't. Oh my god, this is the stupidest tool possible, and I love it. This is so overpowered. Tinker's Construct, why are you like this? Yeah, seriously though, we are now well equipped. Between the lumber axe and the hammer, which I can, yeah, use to dig 3x3s of stone, I really ought to go and get myself some resources out of this entire endeavor. We need to establish a mine shaft and all that. However, we can't. And we can't mostly because every half a second I'm running out of saturation. Now, you will notice that in this mod, saturation works just incredibly different, and I have no idea why it is that way. Like, this is legitimately a mod that I feel got, like, leaked from RLCraft or something, because it is the nutrition, and when your nutrition is full, you are great. You can do a lot of things, but when it's not, you're kind of dead. Because you get weakness debuffs, you get slowness debuffs, you get all sorts of debuffs. And you have to constantly hunt and eat and farm and do that kind of stuff. Which is not going to be a problem for when you already have established. But we haven't established yet. Which is why I prepared a beautiful garden, which is kind of a mess admittedly, but a beautiful garden made out of random materials I found laying in the forests. So, we've been berry picking for quite a while, and now we have ourselves a little bit of barley, the dinosaur, a little bit of corn, a little bit of, basically a little bit of everything. My favorites, of course, are tea leaves, which are somewhere in here. And there used to be some logic to how I planted all of this, but that's been like a while ago, so don't quote me on that. Alright, we do at least have our spice leaves in one place, And our leeks, onion, and cabbages are on the same vegetable. On the same vegetable set. On the same vegetable area. So, there are recipe books in this mod pack. For one, you got empty recipe book, but that's from Bibliocraft, and it's for crafting recipes. We need cooking for blockheads. We need cooking for blockheads, and for that we need to cook a book. Which almost makes too much sense. And then I still also want cooking for blockheads no filter edition, because it does the same thing, but it also shows all the food recipes. And there's a recipe book from the Crayfish Furniture mod, which I'm not interested in. And there's a... No. There's a book that you craft with a carrot. A rundown of how Spice of Life works, which is the mod that is responsible for this entire situation. So I need 3 books right now. And I have the letter for it. Cook one, and while this one is cooking, I should have a carrot with me. Spice of Life Carrot Edition, let's see. Overview. Configuration, minimum food value 0.5, burn foods tasted 0 out of 5, blacklisted foods. Okay, so this just keeps track of all the stuff I ate and didn't. Which is fine, it's useful information. But what we're interested in is how can I tell what sort of dish does what? Well, turns out that Palm's Harvest Craft is actually incorporated into all of this. And every time you hover over something, you can see nutrients, protein of 5, nutrients, dairy, fruit, grain, protein, vegetable. So we need to track down a food source that fulfills us on as many of those as possible. So here's my thought. I've had, for quite a while now, a very high dairy nutrition just because I harassed a cow out of its milk. By which I mean I just found a cow and like stood right next to it for 5 minutes, holding right click. And I think that will be my general attitude towards literally anything. We gotta find one food I really like and can easily mass produce. And we're gonna use that food as our go-to. We're gonna run around eating it. Meanwhile, every now and again, to get all the bonuses from the 100% nutrition, we're gonna fill ourselves up on the material, on the particular resources, for which we'll basically have cooking sessions. Nice cookouts where we're gonna just gob ourselves on all sorts of meals. And that's great! And that's exploitable and usable. But we need to kinda conveyor it. And to conveyor everything, first and foremost, I will obviously, very obviously, first and foremost, need some basic way of producing it. Which is, yes, I need myself a kitchen, and running back and forth between the farm and my current house is tiny bit too big of a process. So I just want a kitchen somewhere nearby the farm. So none of the food ever has to actually make it into my actual house. Well, despite my want to put my kitchen right next to my farm, I decided that maybe it's gonna be just easier to put my farm next to my kitchen. So here's my kitchen. Actually, it should probably have a back door somewhere to go out of. You know what? I'm gonna just make this another entrance. So if you need, you don't have to go through the entire house. You can just walk out the entrance right here, into the garden, into the whatever. And yeah, the whole idea here is that this here area will be progressively bigger and smarter and nicer and grow up taller into the height. Whereas that house there and this kitchen here are just additions that at one point were added to the main, you know, metallurgical factory. It's just like, I would build the metallurgical factory first, mind you, but I can't because I don't know metallurgy in this mod pack just yet. So we're starting with a kitchen, and I love my kitchen. Look at it; it's nice. It's very kitcheny. It's very it's there, and it has different stuffs in it. For one, it's gonna have a hatch to go into the cellar, which for now is just gonna store my one single barrel with jam that I stole from someone, but eventually obviously will be an actual cellar for wine and stuff, because I'm pretty sure wine is a thing. Wine is not a thing. Booze. Alcohol. Drunk. No. Well, guess we're only gonna use that thing for jam then. No, 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 no. Sadly, the jam doesn't... We can't jam it into the potion. I can put the jam into these little shelves though, which I originally made specifically to make the... To basically make and put all of the Palm's Harvest craft tools into, like this cutting board here. But turns out that Mr. Crayfish's mod actually has these really nifty... Give me that. Really nifty tool racks that, yes, do work with regular tools, but more importantly work with the tools from Palm Harvest Craft. More importantly, they are a part of the multi-block kitchen, which means that, yeah, if I understand this right, the kitchen multi-block from Mr. Crayfish's, yeah. Wait, is that... Yeah, but it's actually from Cooking for Blockheads. Yeah, so Cooking for Blockheads actually does work great with Palm's Harvest Craft, it seems. So I'm betting that I may be able to just use all of these tools while they're on here, together with some sort of a crafting bench from Cooking for Blockheads. Let's see. Yeah. I don't actually know. I don't actually know. The problem is that for them I will need terracotta, and I don't quite have a terracotta supply. We don't have a mesa biome anywhere around, not that I know of at the very least. And let's see, does molten clay actually go into the regular clay? Yeah, these don't work because this is seared stone here. Does it become the baked terracotta or whatever it is? Hardened terracotta is the word, hardened clay basically. Okay, it does. So I can just put a bunch of my clay into this area and let it smelt for a while. All right. That seems like a win situation. So now we will be able to put together a proper cooking table, proper sink, proper fridge, even though I don't want a fridge. Yeah, should be just fine. And yes, Mr. Crayfish has these his own kitchen stuff. So let's see. Yeah, he has his own kitchen furniture, which I don't know whether or not it works with the rest. I'm pretty sure it does work with the rest of this of the stuff, but I don't like it because it looks way too modern. That plain white of white concrete does not go well with what I'm trying to achieve with this. Like, let's face it, this entire area, rustic, villagey, medievalish aesthetic is what I'm trying to go for, and Mr. Crayfish's stuff is just too modern and too cool and too nice. All, which makes me think that I could probably make some lanterns, put them up here for light, now that it's night and stuff. Ah, so many things to do, so little time, so little brain. So, bad news, slight setback, actually, not a setup. A problem with the setup. Yeah, we do need one particular block from the Cooking for Blockheads thing for this entire setup to work. You see, this is the oven, we have it. It's enables smelting abilities. So if you need stuff to craft, you can just smelt it. There's the fridge, it stores ingredients, yada yada. There's a sink, it provides water. There's a milk jar and cow in a jar, which is essentially, yeah, one of those is infinite milk, the other one is there's a set number of milk. But I got all of these. It's great. The multi-block structure is amazing and I love the way it looks. But there is a slight problem. None of it is gonna work together unless we make a cooking table, which I thought was perfectly workable. Turns out, no, we need Cooking for Blockheads 2. It's like, so like 2nd edition. And you need to craft it with 2 diamonds, which I don't have because I need to go to the mines to get them. But I can't go to the mines to get them because I need food to go into the mines safely. So we're kind of stuck here. We will have to make some food before we go into the mine without the automatic, basically, cooking crafter. And I am kind of terrified. So let's start with something really easy. Here's the tea leaf. And let's just make ourselves just a cup of tea. Just a cup of tea. Cup of... why is the kitchen on fire? Okay, I have examined our capabilities and I have examined Palm's Harvest Craft. And I decided that the best thing for our situation right now is the delighted meal. We're gonna manually craft up a bunch of delighted meals. We're gonna put them together and then go into the mine shafts. And the reason why I decided to stop on the delighted meal is because it is dairy, fruit, grain, protein, and vegetable. It is essentially dairy, fruit, protein, and vegetable. It's everything but grain. And grain, you know what? I'm alright. I will just shove raw wheat into my face to get up on the grain. So yeah, let's see. The delighted meal is essentially it's fries, which we can have potatoes. The villagers, okay, we can have potatoes if we steal them from the local village, which is alright. But I'm okay. I'm okay stealing from the folk right now. I mean, they are under my supervision now, and that's not to their not to their own benefit. But yeah, there we go. Got potatoes. We can make fries. Easy enough. Then we will need some sort of a smoothie juice or whatever, right? Does it have to be a smoothie? It seems like it does, but it kind of... We at least have it versatile, so we should be able to make like an apple smoothie or some... Actually, that sounds disgusting. Let's see. Strawberry smoothie. There we go. Strawberry, we have. Snowball, we'll find. It's fine. It's all okay. The big guns is, of course, the deluxe cheeseburger. It is lettuce, tomato, and a cheeseburger. And cheeseburger is cheese and hamburger. And hamburger is obviously toast and beef. And we can have beef. There's plenty of cows roaming around. But toast is bread and butter. And bread is dough, and dough is salt, and flour is... Can you see the rabbit hole here? There's so many crafting steps, and I will need at least a stack of each ingredient all the time. And most of all, I will have to constantly milk cows. Because cheese is basically milk, and toast is butter, and butter is basically milk, and bread is dough, and yeah, that's the only thing that doesn't use milk. So we need a milk solution. And luckily, there is the cow in a jar, which honestly sound... The recipe to do this looks so bloody amazing. I just have to try it. Okay, we got the cow, we got the anvil. If this works, I will laugh so hard. Alright, we need to be one block above the cow. Or so. And then we just... Oh dear, it worked. Oh my god, it worked. But I was hoping that the cow will remain like the shadow cow, and I would have myself a miniature shadow cow. But no, sadly, it's only default Minecraft cows allowed. But look at him! Look at the cow! It's amazing. It's just beautiful, and it's like infinite milk. I wanted to get myself a cow in a whatchamacallit. I wanted to get myself a cow in a boat anyway, for these reasons. But look. Wait, how do I get milk out of you? Are you kidding me, Shadow Cow? Why must you taunt me? Or does it like provide milk over time? Or does it only provide milk for the recipes via the crafting bench? The one that I can't craft. Oh, that's cruel. That's cruel. Okay, I beat the bullet and I went into the mines because, frankly, yeah, this is gonna be a nightmare to craft without some sort of assistance. I mean, there are so many steps, it's not even funny, and we're on level 8 instead of level 11, on which I prefer to mine. And yeah, level 9 is better generally, but whatever. Whatever. My point here is to get digging and get something, and as soon as we get 2 diamonds out of the entire endeavor, we're gonna get done, and we're gonna turn around and go right back to... Oh, redstone. I remember needing it for some reason. Oh well. Hey, diamonds! Okay, gang, you ready for it? Here we go. Boop. 7 more diamonds I'm just gonna leave around here. We got our cooking with idiot, for idiots, Tom number 2. We got our remaining 7 diamonds on here. We need to get crafting. Let's see. Replacing this one with the actual proper cooking table should basically connect the entire thing together. And now we have plenty of fresh water, plenty of dough, plenty of everything else, and we can make a pizza. We can make a pizza? Wait, what? Wait, that's that does. How am I making a pizza? I mean, I'm not complaining. I just wanted something more healthy today, which is, yeah, the in-game equivalent of Happy Meal. Wait a second. Pizza gives you 5% of dairy, grain, protein, and vegetable. Okay. I'm up for some pizza. That's amazing! What even is the recipe? Supreme... Okay. We get pizza sliced. We can... Yeah. Let's see. We can slice a pizza, which is barbecue pork chop or something. Yeah, basically pork, cheese, tomatoes, which we have, and dough, which we can make. Oh! Okay. I mean, I wish it kind of maybe explained to me exactly how it's making those. Well, I ain't complaining. 5% is 5%. Although, really, 5% is not gonna feel as much. Let's see, how much pizza can we make? 3 more slices. You know, I'm up for it. No, wait, that's not 3 more slices. That's actually a lot. Are you alright with that? How do I know how much? Okay, there we go. I exhausted. We have 39 pizza because we had 39 beef. Oh my god, that is amazing. That is amazing. Wait, beef is still here. Was it like vegetable pizza or something? How? I am not complaining. I am not complaining about free pizza. Well, it's not free, but you get the point. I'm not complaining about pizza. About having it in general. That's great. That is the biggest plot twist of the century. What kind of book we got? Projectile protection. Alright. Let's see. Let's see where our stats are now. Take a mental screenshot of this. And we should... Yeah, we didn't go up much, but we did saturate ourselves. So, I guess for now I'm surviving on pizza. But don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. I know that you guys are very, 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 very concerned about my well-being. And if I keep just eating pizza with nothing else, I will flip and die. So, I'll also make myself some cups of tea. See, I'm a well-balanced person. Oh! Oh, tea gives you speed. I didn't even know that it does that. I was just making it because I like tea in real life. That's amazing! That's great! That's the best! Okay. We are starting a giant tea plantation just outside my back door. I'm covering this entire mountain in tea plants. We're gonna employ the villagers. We're gonna start an opium addiction that will sway the entirety of China just so we can trade opium for tea. That's a historical reference, everybody. If you know what I'm talking about, I'm very proud of my audience. But yeah, that's an entire win in my book. I'm so happy that I got myself a pizza out of this. But yeah, that's all great. That's absolutely amazing. There was one more recipe that I remember wanting to try. I don't quite remember why I wanted to try it. There was a recipe though that I wanted to try, and it's not quite the recipe you would usually expect. All I remember is that you need a bowl for it, and I'll need some redstone, and I'll need these bizarre things which I'm not even sure are food, and I get this thing, whatever it is. I don't quite understand or remember why I needed it. And that's pretty much it for today's episode. Thank you everybody so much for watching. This has been Zloy XP. This has been Funcraft. Friends, having a kitchen is great. We now can make actual food, place it everywhere, grab enough of it, and go on so many adventures. Because, yeah, starving and not having situation and nutrition is kind of incredibly frustrating. So, yeah. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Do leave a like, do subscribe if you aren't subscribed yet. And in the next video, I was hoping to go down into the mines and to maybe bring back enough materials to finish building at least this section of the house. Because I like my kitchen, but it could still use an actual roof and perhaps a door. I'm tiny bit tired of having to sleep the night away every time something is, it's getting dark. Because there's no door to be closed. And also kind of creepers keep invading and asking me to share my pizza. Anyway, that's gonna be it for today. Thank you ever so much for watching. To be continued. Have a good one. Bye bye.